You know, this is one of the most interesting places in Lowery. When we started, after years of other groups trying and failing here, here's 6 acres of parking lot effectively, and an old vacant blighted building that's the size of 2 football fields. So what do you do with that? And we scratched our head a little bit, and we listened to the community because we really wanted this to deliver what the community wanted. And there's always an inherent aspect of a positive thing for any place. We really tried to bring out the positive aspects of everything here.
It starts with having an inspired vision, and then it ends with having an implementation that was also inspired. The one thing that was very clear early on in the vision is that we wanted to have dining options, that we really heard from the community, and we really believe that restaurants make a community. It really gathers people. So we knew we always wanted to have that as a component. So then we had to back into how do we have enough parking for that? How can we afford to build ground up restaurants? And it started with the hangar itself, which was 70,000 square feet, 70 feet high, and lots of challenges. I mean, it didn't meet any code issues out there in the city. And we came upon the idea to do self-storage in there. And that was a product that we knew nothing about. So we really embarked on an education for ourselves on what would self-storage require and what would it entail. And it ended up being the perfect use for the historic building. Given that it was a historic building, we were very limited on what we could do. We really couldn't touch the outside. So we put self-storage on the inside, which requires very little parking, enabled us to keep the parking for the dining that we ultimately added. And in between, we added small office spaces, fitness users, and a school.
We have on the roof the largest community solar array on a historic building in the country. We have Lowery's first electric vehicle charging station. We've got a community recycling center. I mean, we have so many innovative things here, it's amazing.
As we heard from the community that they wanted food and beverage, but they didn't want chains. They wanted better dining options. They wanted something that really created the neighborhood, that it was going to be a gathering spot for them. And people don't really believe in that outside of close-in downtown neighborhoods, but we did. And we turned down so many uses that just wouldn't have fulfilled that vision. And we were just really patient to get the right uses. And then I guess we curated some of them. And the beer garden itself was actually Joe Vostre's idea to take what was a loading dock and turn it into a beer garden, which was a concept that Colorado hadn't even seen yet. And we put it between 2 huge hangars away from the street. We just really believed that the neighbors would show up, and they did. And that proved up the restaurant demand that enabled us to finish the project with the dining district.
Most of the folks that I talked to through the years are so happy. They come here with their kids, their dogs, their families, their relatives, and it's all times of year. I mean, look what we're doing right now. It's middle of March and we're sitting outside. That's what this place is all about, is celebrating the Colorado lifestyle.
How happy our tenants are and how well the businesses are doing, and how many thank yous that we get from the neighbors for bringing these uses here.
Whether they're sitting out having a coffee, sitting in a beer garden here having a beer, driving inside the storage space to just get their stuff. And we have some classic cars that are stored in there. It's just, as Pat was mentioning, so many people with so many diverse uses really love being here. That makes me happy.